explosive General Hospital twist. Willow's shocking confession about Amelia's true father. A devastating secret threatens to shatter multiple lives as Willow Tate prepares to reveal the truth that could change everything in Port Charles. The corridors of General Hospital are buzzing with whispered conversations and sideways glances as Willow Tate struggles to piece her life back together following her explosive divorce from Michael Corinthos. With custody of her children hanging in the balance and her world crumbling around her, an unexpected ally has emerged in the form of Detective Harrison Chase, her former husband, and the one man who truly understands her pain. What begins as innocent comfort between two broken souls is about to evolve into something far more complex, as Willow harbors a secret so devastating it could destroy the very foundation of the Quartermain and Corinthos families. The seeds of reconnection. In recent weeks, viewers have witnessed the gradual rekindling of the bond between Willow and Chase, both reeling from their respective marital troubles. Chase, whose marriage to Brooklyn Quartermain has hit a rough patch over her newfound focus on son Joe and their delayed adoption plans, finds himself naturally gravitating toward Willow during her darkest hour. Chase has always been Willow's protector, notes one longtime fan of the ABC soap opera. Even when they were divorced, he never stopped caring about her well-being. This protective instinct has only intensified as Chase witnesses Willow's emotional breakdown following her custody loss. Their encounters at General Hospital have become increasingly frequent and intimate, whether it's a chance meeting in the break room or Chase finding Willow crying alone in a supply closet. These moments of vulnerability are drawing them inexorably closer together. The chemistry that once made them one of Port Charles' most beloved couples is slowly reigniting, creating a magnetic pull neither can entirely resist. The weight of unspoken truth. As their friendship deepens, Willow finds herself caught between her gratitude for Chase's unwavering support and the crushing weight of a secret she's carried for years. The truth about Amelia's paternity, a bombshell revelation that Amelia is actually Chase's biological daughter, not Michael's, has been eating away at Willow's conscience. The affair happened during one of the most turbulent periods of Willow's marriage to Michael, when their relationship was strained by external pressures and Michael's increasing distance due to his business obligations. In a moment of weakness and emotional vulnerability, Willow sought comfort in the arms of the man who had always made her feel safe and protected. Chase. What was meant to be a single night of passion born from loneliness and nostalgia became the catalyst for a deception that has haunted Willow ever since. When she discovered her pregnancy weeks later, the timing made it plausible that Michael was the father, and Willow chose to let sleeping dogs lie rather than destroy multiple families with the truth. A detective's intuition. Chase's professional instincts as a detective are beginning to stir as he spends more time around Willow and Amelia. Small details that once seemed inconsequential are now forming a pattern in his mind. Amelia's distinctive laugh, so similar to his own. Her fearless nature that mirrors Chase's personality rather than Michael's more cautious approach. The way she instinctively reaches for Chase during family gatherings, as if drawn to him by some invisible force. There's something about that little girl, Chase confides to his partner Dante Falconeri during a quiet moment at the PCPD. She has this way about her that reminds me so much of myself at that age. The way she approaches problems, her sense of justice, it's uncanny. Meanwhile, Willow watches these interactions with a mixture of joy and terror. Every smile Amelia gives Chase, every moment of natural connection between them, serves as both a reminder of what could have been and what might still be discovered. The breaking point, the catalyst for Willow's eventual confession, comes during one of Port Charles' infamous crisis situations, when a medical emergency at General Hospital puts Amelia's life in danger. Chase's reaction is far more intense than anyone, including Chase himself, expects. As Amelia is rushed into surgery, Chase finds himself pacing the hospital corridors with the frantic energy of a biological parent, rather than a family friend. His hands shake as he demands updates from the medical staff, and his voice breaks when he tries to comfort a hysterical Willow. The raw emotion in his response doesn't go unnoticed by those around him, particularly Willow, who realizes she can no longer carry this burden alone. "I've never seen Chase react like that to anyone else's child," observes Elizabeth Baldwin, who witnesses the entire scene. "It was like watching a father's worst nightmare play out in real time." The confession. In the quiet aftermath of Amelia's successful surgery, as the little girl sleeps peacefully in her hospital bed, Willow makes the decision that will change everything. Unable to watch Chase suffer without knowing the truth, she asks him to meet her in the hospital chapel, the same place where they once exchanged wedding vows years earlier. "Chase, there's something I need to tell you," Willow begins, her voice barely above a whisper. "Something I should have told you a long time ago." The weight of the moment settles between them like a physical presence as Chase braces himself for whatever revelation is about to shatter his world. The confession unfolds slowly, painfully, as Willow recounts the night that changed everything. She speaks of her loneliness during Michael's extended business trips, of feeling invisible in her own marriage, and of the overwhelming need for connection that led her back into Chase's arms. She describes the impossible choice she faced upon learning of her pregnancy, and the decision to let Michael believe he was the father, rather than complicate an already delicate situation. "Amelia is yours, Chase," Willow finally manages to say, tears streaming down her face. "She's always been yours, and I'm so sorry I took that away from you, from both of you." The aftermath. Chase's initial reaction is a mixture of shock, anger, and overwhelming emotion. The revelation that he's been a father for years without knowing it, that he's missed precious milestones and moments he can never reclaim, hits him like a physical blow. But alongside the pain is an unexpected sense of completion, as if puzzle pieces he didn't even know were missing have suddenly fallen into place. "Everything makes sense now," he whispers, his eyes filling with tears as he looks toward Amelia's room. "The way she gravitates toward me, the way I feel this overwhelming need to protect her. She's my daughter." The implications of this revelation ripple outward like stones thrown into still water. Michael, who has fought so hard for custody of what he believed was his daughter, must now confront the reality that his legal claim to Amelia is built on a lie. Brooklyn, already struggling with the challenges in her marriage to Chase, must now navigate the news that her husband has a biological child with his ex-wife. A new dynamic, as word of the paternity revelation begins to spread through Port Charles' interconnected families. The dynamics shift dramatically. Michael's fury at being deceived wars with his genuine love for the little girl he's raised as his own daughter. The Quartermain family, already reeling from recent upheavals, must contend with yet another shocking truth that threatens their carefully constructed world. For Chase and Willow, the confession creates an immediate and undeniable bond that transcends their complicated romantic history. They are now forever connected as Amelia's parents, forced to navigate co-parenting and custody arrangements, while dealing with their own unresolved feelings. This changes everything, Willow realizes as she watches Chase hold Amelia for the first time with the knowledge that she's his daughter. "We're not just ex-spouses anymore, we're family in a way we never planned to be." The sight of father and daughter together, sharing an unspoken understanding that has always existed but never been acknowledged, brings both joy and heartbreak to Willow's eyes. She has given Chase the greatest gift imaginable, while simultaneously destroying the carefully constructed life they've all been living. The road ahead. As General Hospital moves forward with this explosive storyline, the writers have created a complex web of relationships and loyalties that promise months of compelling drama. Chase must now fight for his parental rights while navigating the fallout in his marriage to Brooklyn. Michael must decide whether his love for Amelia can survive the betrayal of learning she's not biologically his, and Willow must face the consequences of her years-long deception, while hoping for a chance at happiness with the man who has always been her safe harbor. The revelation also opens new possibilities for the Chase and Willow relationship, as their shared parenthood creates opportunities for intimate moments and renewed connection. Whether this will ultimately lead to a romantic reunion remains to be seen, but the foundation has certainly been laid for one of soap opera's most anticipated potential pairings. As viewers, we're left to wonder, can love truly conquer all when it's built on such a foundation of secrets and lies? Will Chase be able to forgive Willow for robbing him of years with his daughter? And most importantly, what will this revelation mean for little Amelia, caught in the middle of an adult world of complicated emotions and competing loyalties? Next, we will dive into the heated controversy surrounding Alexis Davis and her explosive outburst against Drew Quartermain, sparking a wave of fan backlash over her apparent double standards. In the latest twists from Port Charles, Alexis Davis finds herself at the center of a storm of criticism from devoted General Hospital viewers, who are calling out what they see as blatant hypocrisy in her scathing remarks about Drew Quartermain's recent scandals. Drew, fresh off a series of shocking romantic entanglements, has announced his plans to relocate to Washington, D.C., taking his young daughter Emily Scout Corinthos along for the ride. This decision comes on the heels of his illicit affair with Willow Corinthos, who happens to be married to his own nephew Michael Corinthos, and an even more tangled hookup with Nina Reeves, Willow's biological mother. Alexis, unable to contain her frustration, unloaded her thoughts during a candid conversation with Jason Morgan, her longtime confidant and former flame. "Who does that?" she exclaimed in disbelief, painting Drew as the ultimate villain for his reckless behavior and the potential upheaval it could cause for Scout's family ties. However, fans are quick to remind everyone that Alexis's own history is riddled with similar moral lapses, making her judgment feel like a classic seeking irony. To elaborate, viewers have flooded social media with pointed examples from Alexis's past indiscretions, drawing parallels that question her right to cast stones. For instance, many recall how Alexis herself engaged in a passionate affair with Ned Quartermaine while he was still wed to Olivia Quartermaine, a betrayal that shattered trusts and strained relationships within the Quartermaine clan for years. Adding layers to this irony, Alexis's late daughter Sam McCall had her own share of controversial romances, including a steamy involvement with Sonny Corinthos, Alexis' ex, and the father of her daughter Christina Corinthos Davis, and a fling with Rick Lansing during a time when Alexis was still legally bound to him in marriage. These skeletons in Alexis's closet have fans buzzing, with some even dubbing her the pot calling the kettle black in heated online discussions, suggesting that her outrage over Drew's choices might stem from unaddressed guilt or projection from her own complicated love life. As the drama intensifies, Alexis's tirade to Jason has ignited a firestorm of responses from the GH community, who are not holding back and highlighting the inconsistencies in her moral stance. Jason, ever the stoic listener, absorbed her venting without much rebuttal. But fans aren't as forgiving. They're resurfacing old episodes where Sam's affair with Sonny not only complicated family dynamics, but also led to explosive confrontations that echoed through the Corinthos household, much like the fallout from Drew's actions now threatens to do. Similarly, Sam's entanglement with Rick while Alexis was navigating her own marital woes added fuel to accusations of generational patterns of infidelity in the Davis family. Drew's impending move to DC, with Scout as portrayed by Alexis as a heartless uprooting that could deprive the child of her roots in Port Charles, including bonds with siblings like Danny Morgan and extended relatives. Yet, supporters of this fan backlash argue that Alexis's criticism rings hollow. Given her history, her tryst with Ned didn't just end quietly. It contributed to ongoing tensions at the Quartermaine mansion, where Olivia's forgiveness came at a high emotional cost. No one in the fandom seems particularly eager to rally behind Drew, whose decisions have alienated many. But there's a consensus that Alexis overreached with her harsh words, potentially setting herself up for a karmic comeback. Inventive fan theories are swirling about how this could play out, with some speculating that Drew might leverage Alexis's past against her in a custody skirmish over Scout, turning the tables in a way that forces her to confront her flaws head-on. Delving deeper into the unfolding saga, Alexis appears resolute in her disdain for Drew's ethical missteps, seemingly oblivious to how her indignation mirrors the very entanglements that have defined her own narrative arc. Her shadow looms large from Sam's betrayals, which not only strained Alexis's relationship with Sonny, but also rippled into Christina's life, creating undercurrents of resentment that surface in current storylines. The Ned affair, often revisited in flashbacks, serves as a stark reminder of Alexis's vulnerability to passion over principle, a theme that GH writers have woven into her character development over decades. Social media platforms like Facebook are exploding with debates, where users post memes and clips juxtaposing Alexis's rant with her historical low points, questioning if her selective amnesia could lead to a dramatic downfall. This scrutiny gains extra weight amid Christina's ongoing blackmail ordeal involving Ava Jerome, whose manipulative tactics have already exposed vulnerabilities in the Davis-Corinthos circle. Fans are pondering whether Alexis's outspokenness might inadvertently arm Ava or others with ammunition, perhaps leading to a courtroom showdown where Alexis's past is dissected publicly. Inventing a fresh angle, some enthusiasts imagine a scenario where Jason, drawing from his own reformed bad boy persona, gently urges Alexis towards self-reflection, potentially sparking a redemption subplot that ties back to her legal expertise as an attorney. With Alexis's hypocrisy now under the microscope, the General Hospital audience is left speculating on whether she can maintain her high ground, or if the weight of public opinion will force a humbling reckoning. Her fierce determination to keep Scout anchored in Port Charles amidst the girls' budding friendships, and school life clashes with the ghosts of her own choices, raising questions about true accountability. Will her biting commentary on Drew circle back to haunt her, especially if word spreads through the grapevine of interconnected Port Charles residents? While calls for Alexis to own up to her inconsistencies grow louder, there's a bittersweet undercurrent. No one relishes the idea of Scout being torn from her support system, including loving figures like Carly Spencer and Michael. At the same time, Drew's departure wouldn't be mourned by all. Given his polarizing arc from amnesiac hero to scandal magnate, fans are theorizing inventive plot twists, such as a surprise intervention from Olivia, who could share hard-won wisdom on forgiveness and hypocrisy, or even a crossover moment where Nina confronts Alexis directly about shared maternal regrets. Is Alexis so entrenched in her self-righteousness that she's blind to potential pitfalls, like Drew plotting a subtle revenge through political connections in DC? Next, we will explore the exciting updates on cast changes and increased screen time for some beloved performers in the world of Port Charles. In the ever-evolving landscape of ABC's General Hospital, a duo of talented actors is poised to captivate audiences with expanded roles, bringing fresh energy to the show's intricate storylines. As the soap opera continues to weave its tales of drama, romance, and intrigue, fans are buzzing about the latest comings and goings that promise to shake up the dynamics in Port Charles. This week, we're diving into a mix of contract signings, returning favorites, and extended appearances that could alter the course of ongoing plots. From mysterious agents to family mediators, these developments highlight General Hospital's commitment to deepening character arcs and introducing twists that keep viewers on the edge of their seats. Whether it's a seasoned star securing a long-term spot or a young actor reprising a key role, these updates reflect the show's strategy to blend nostalgia with new narratives, ensuring that the residents of Port Charles face even more compelling challenges ahead. Kicking off the highlights, Chris McKenna, known for his compelling portrayal of the enigmatic Jack Brennan, has officially signed a contract with the soap, marking a significant step up from his recurring status. This exciting news aligns perfectly with the acceleration of Jack's storyline, which has been gaining traction with high-stakes espionage and personal revelations. McKenna shared this development during the recent General Hospital Fan Club weekend, where enthusiastic supporters gathered to celebrate the show's legacy and get insider scoops. He stepped into the shoes of Jack last February, taking over from Charles Measure, who first brought the World Security Bureau WSB station chief to life with a blend of authority and intrigue. Fans are speculating that this contract could lead to Jack delving deeper into international conspiracies, perhaps entangling him further with characters like Anna Devane or even sparking a rivalry with Sonny Corinthos over hidden agendas. Inventing a new layer. Imagine Jack uncovering a long-buried secret tied to the Quartermain family fortune, adding economic intrigue to his covert operations and potentially drawing in unexpected allies, like Nina Reeves for a surprising partnership. Meanwhile, amid rumors sparked by her personal life changes, Rena Sofer has confirmed she's staying put in her vibrant role as Lois Trullo, the no-nonsense Brooklyn native who's become a fan favorite for her sharp wit and familial loyalty. Even though Sofer and her husband, Sanford Bookstaver, are relocating to New York for new opportunities, the actress assured Soap Opera Digest that she's fully committed to commuting back to Los Angeles to continue bringing Lois to life. In fact, she's gearing up to tape additional episodes in the coming weeks, ensuring that Lois remains a pivotal force in the lives of her daughter Brooklyn and the extended Quartermain clan. This dedication comes at a time when Lois's storyline is heating up, with her offering sage advice on relationships and business dealings that could influence major plot points, such as the ongoing tensions at ELQ Enterprises. Adding inventive details, picture Lois organizing a surprise family reunion in Port Charles that uncovers old Trullo family recipes and secrets, blending humor with heartfelt moments that strengthen her bonds with characters like Olivia Falconeri and perhaps even leading to a comedic clash with Tracy Quartermain over holiday traditions. Young talent is also making waves, with Finn Carr returning to the screen as Rocco Falconeri this Wednesday, August 13th. In episodes that promise emotional depth and youthful energy, Rocco, the son of Dante Falconeri and the late Lulu Spencer, will share key scenes with Giovanni Mazza's Joe, potentially exploring themes of friendship and family amid the chaos of Port Charles. Carr's comeback is timely, as Rocco's character has been navigating the complexities of growing up in a town full of secrets, including his connections to the Spencer and Corinthos families. Fans can look forward to moments that highlight Rocco's budding personality, perhaps including school adventures or heartfelt talks about his mother's legacy. To expand creatively, envision a subplot where Rocco and Joe team up for a school project that accidentally stumbles upon a hidden clue related to Lulu's mysterious coma, injecting mystery into their innocent interactions and setting the stage for broader revelations involving Luke Spencer's past exploits. The warmth of veteran presence continues, with Vernee Watson extending her stint as the wise and compassionate Stella Henry, whose guidance often serves as the moral compass for her loved ones. Viewers will see more of Stella on Thursday, August 14th, where she steps in to motivate Kai to pursue his feelings for Trina Robinson, adding layers to the budding romance amid Trina's own journeys of self-discovery. Watson's portrayal has long been praised for its authenticity, drawing from Stella's background as a social worker to deliver poignant advice that resonates with real-world issues. This appearance could tie into larger family dramas, such as the ongoing support for Curtis Ashford or reconciliations within the Robinson-Henry circle. Inventing fresh elements. Consider Stella hosting a community event at the hospital that brings together disparate characters, like encouraging a hesitant Kai through a heartfelt pep talk that references her own past heartbreaks, ultimately fostering unexpected alliances and perhaps even a crossover with the Jerome family schemes. Finally, Mark Forget is set to enjoy increased visibility as Pascal, the charming yet enigmatic concierge at the luxurious Five Poppies Dalmatia Hotel in Croatia, a setting that's become a hotspot for intrigue since Britt Westburn took up residence there. As Pascal interacts with guests and staff, his role expands to reveal more about the hotel's underbelly, potentially involving hidden alliances or secret dealings that connect back to Port Charles. This boost in screen time allows Forget to showcase Pascal's multilingual flair and subtle manipulations, making him a key player in Britt's exile storyline. Fans are theorizing that Pascal might hold clues to Britt's redemption arc, or even link to international plots involving the WSB, adding inventive twists. Imagine Pascal discovering a forgotten artifact in the hotel's archives that ties into the Casadini family's dark history, prompting Britt to reach out to old flames like Jason Morgan for help, thus bridging the Croatian escapades with the core action in Port Charles. These cast updates signal a thrilling phase for General Hospital, blending stability with surprises to keep the narrative fresh and engaging. Stay tuned to our channel for more spoilers, behind-the-scenes insights, and predictions on how these changes will ripple through the show's beloved universe.